Under the blinding floodlights of Old Trafford, a new name has begun to echo through the crimson stands. A name that carries not just promise, but redemption. Senne Lammens, the young Belgian goalkeeper, is more than just a new signing. He is a symbol of rebirth, a personification of the faith once lost among the faithful of Manchester United. For years, Manchester United has been haunted by uncertainty. The goalkeeping position, once the fortress of pride, became the club's greatest vulnerability. Since the departure of David De Gea, Old Trafford has lived in quiet anxiety, haunted by the ghosts of mistakes past. When Andre Onana arrived with his glittering reputation, fresh from a Champions League final, many believed United had found their heir to the legendary lineage of goalkeepers. But dreams can decay quickly in football. What began as hope soon turned into apprehension, and finally, into bitter laughter. Blunders came like waves, relentless, painful, and unforgettable. The theater of dreams became a stage of heartbreak. Time and again, Onana's errors made the crowd gasp, not in awe of brilliance, but in disbelief. It was not the era of legendary saves anymore. It was the era of viral mistakes. Yet football, in its poetic rhythm, always offers a second act. After darkness, there is always light. And this time, that light came from Belgium, shining through the gloves of Senne Lammens. When Lammens arrived from Club Brugge, few noticed. He was not a household name, not a global star. But within that quiet entrance lay something far more valuable: a champion's mentality. His debut against Sunderland was not just another fixture. It was a resurrection. For the first time in what felt like an eternity, Manchester United kept a clean sheet. A simple statistic, yes, but a monumental relief for those who had forgotten what defensive peace felt like. 2 goals scored, none conceded, and a new heartbeat under the crossbar. In that 90-minute performance, Lammens restored something far greater than points. He restored belief. Throughout the match, Lammens was more than a spectator with gloves. He was a commander. He barked orders at his defenders, stepped forward to sweep danger, and organized the backline with a composure rare for his age. The cameras caught moments that spoke volumes. Lammens shouting instructions, gesturing confidently, standing tall even in chaos. 3 crucial saves, and expected goals prevented of 0.94. But numbers alone cannot capture what he brought. He brought authority. For the first time in years, fans watched the ball move toward their goal without holding their breath in dread. There was calm again in the penalty area, the kind of calm that only great goalkeepers create. Not by words, but by presence. Even Peter Schmeichel, the greatest guardian of United's history, took notice. In an interview with the Daily Mail, he admitted his admiration. "It's good to finally see a clean sheet again, but more than that, it's good to see a goalkeeper with character." Those words carried weight. They were more than praise. They were an endorsement, a confirmation that the sacred lineage of Schmeichel, Van der Sar, and De Gea might just have found its next heir. Fans echoed that sentiment across social media. The dark era is over. The nickname Baby Courtois soon followed, and with good reason. Like his compatriot Thibaut Courtois, Lammens possesses towering height, lightning reflexes, and an icy composure under pressure. But unlike many young keepers, he has something rarer: the courage to lead. Lammens is not just saving shots, he is saving the spirit of Old Trafford. In one debut performance, he altered the narrative surrounding Manchester United's goalkeeping woes. He turned mockery into hope, doubt into admiration. His presence marks the end of a painful chapter, an era defined by mistakes and insecurity, and the beginning of one defined by discipline, leadership, and belief. The fans, long tormented by nerves and fear, can finally look at the man in goal and feel something unfamiliar again: trust. But this is only the beginning. History has taught United fans that greatness is never forged in a single night. It is earned through seasons of resilience, consistency, and courage. Schmeichel did not become a legend in 1 year. Van der Sar refined his craft deep into his 30s, and De Gea, once ridiculed for his youth and frailty, evolved into a wall of loyalty and professionalism. Now Lammens stands at the foot of that same mountain, ready to climb, ready to prove. His path will not be easy. The Premier League is merciless, and Old Trafford's expectations are heavier than its trophies. The next test comes swiftly. Liverpool, the eternal rival, the true measure of any Manchester United player's worth. If Sunderland was his introduction, Then Liverpool will be his trial by fire. A clean sheet there will not just earn him praise. It will carve his name into the hearts of the fans.
Because in football, moments make legends.
And Lammens is standing on the edge of his first great moment. This is not merely a story about a goalkeeper. It is the story of a club rediscovering its backbone. Through him, United has found balance again. Between composure and courage. Between instinct and intelligence. Between youth and command. Football's poetry lies in its cycles. Every fall has its rise. Every mistake births a lesson. The Blunder era, it seems, has reached its end. And from the ashes of those painful seasons emerges a young man in red gloves, ready to guard the dream once more. Senne Lammens may still be at the dawn of his journey, but his debut feels like the prologue to a legend in the making. He may not yet stand beside Schmeichel, Van der Sar, or De Gea, but the road is open, and the heart of Old Trafford is listening. Perhaps someday, when the chants rise again and history repeats its symphony, his name will be sung among the greats. A testament that Manchester United, no matter how deep it falls, always finds a way to rise. Because as the saying goes, Manchester United, a club that never dies, and a goalkeeper who never fears. That was our in-depth look at Senne Lammens, the baby Courtois, who might just mark the rebirth of Manchester United's goalkeeping tradition. Will he follow the footsteps of the giants before him, or fade into the shadows of fleeting brilliance? Time will tell. But one thing is certain. For the first time in years, the fans of Manchester United can finally watch a match with steady hearts and lifted chins. Because under the lights of Old Trafford, the guardian of hope has finally arrived.